Well, hello everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of Step Chat here from the Fortress of Solitude, just outside Seattle, Washington. Good to see you all. For those of you that I've not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Stephen Jones. I am the executive director of Float. Trying to fix his hat. Of Aloft Streaming, and a couple other projects, Fulcrum, and there you go. And tonight, I am your host here as we discuss all the various facets of the Floativerse. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, I just realized that I left this in the middle of the shot, but it doesn't matter. Let's get that. And of course, and then of course it gets hooked on fabric hanging here and everything else. So there we go. And as always, with me running around here is my good friend Murphy. But yeah, he's going to be, I'm sure, popping up later. I had a really hard time earlier because I couldn't find the squeak toy, and there's still he has two. I found the bad one, Jody Potter. Sorry, I found the bad one, but but I haven't found the other one. So there's still a possibility that we may end up with some background music tonight during the show. But there we go. So it's good to see everybody. Thank you all very much for being here once again, and I appreciate you. And for those of you that are watching here in the U.S., wow, thank you so much for tuning in on a holiday weekend. Thank you very much. So yeah, we've got a lot to cover tonight. We have a lot of information to go over. Lots and lots and lots of content, lots of stuff that's very, very important as far as dates upcoming and all kinds of fun things like that. And so, with that being said, I say we just head right to it. So, bear with me for one moment here while I get us, while we share the screen. So, bear with me for just a moment. And there we go. So, let's see. The problem is, like I said before, there's about a 10 to 12 second delay on the Facebook feed as there is on my screen. So I have to wait. There we go. Okay, fantastic. All right. So welcome. Tonight is a big night for us. We've got all kinds of faculty stuff to go over tonight. Not just for the Floativerse in Reno, but we have a lot. Yeah, we got stuff to cover for Reno tonight, but tonight, I am thrilled to share with you that we are going to share with you our next instructor for the Aloft streaming program. Again, for those of you that are unfamiliar, Float offers a streaming service called Aloft. It consists of over 150 videos, classes, float classes, and podcast episodes and more. That's available through our main website right now at floatconvention.com/aloft. And you can join for either 6 months or a year at a time. Automatically renews every time. $120 for a year, $80 for 6 months. One of the great benefits about being a member of Aloft is that every month we offer a free virtual class. And as a member, you free invitation to it every time. So that would be you if you're a member. And this coming month in June, I'm thrilled to share with all of you that the one and only Stacy Chase will be joining us on turning customers into clients. This is a class that's going to be geared as I understand it, this class is basically going to be focusing on how to turn the casual, everyday, say, user into becoming a regular returning client. And we're very excited about that. Looking forward to it. There's always nuggets to be found in sales classes, believe me. Always nuggets to be found. And Stacy is full of nuggets. So if you've ever been to Fulcrum, if you were at the two different discussion panels we had at this past Fulcrum event, as well as the last float, you know that Stacy's full of lots of good information for you. That class is going to be taking place on June 10th, Tuesday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. Again, if you're a member of Aloft, do nothing. You'll receive the invitation for the class one day before on June 9th. You'll get your login information and everything else on the morning of June 9th. If you are not a member of Aloft, there's two ways that you can take this class. You can either join us by becoming an Aloft member, but if you're the non-committal type, This week, you'll be able to go to the Float website at floatconvention.com/orange store, and you'll be able to buy access for $25. Now, that class is not up online yet. This class just came together very, very recently. So with the holiday weekend and everything, I don't expect that the guys will be able to have it online until probably Tuesday. But just so you know, if you go there tonight to sign up, you won't be able to. You have to wait till probably Tuesday. But then there we go. Sorry. We'll get to it later. Anyway, so yeah, Stacy, we're so excited to have you teaching this class for us. Thank you very much, and looking forward to it. By the way, I'm not seeing any comments in the Facebook feed, so I'm gonna reload Facebook and see if maybe. So if you guys are wondering, like, he never said hi to me, or what's going on, or I asking a question and I'm not responding. There we go. I had to reload it. There's everything right there. Okay, so hold on one second. You can take your rain back. Oh, Dina. Oh, so you must be experiencing rain. I'm sorry about that. Are you announcing when the Dan Staples? Are you announcing when the float speedos are going to be available in the orange store? Yes, Dan. You'll be the first one to know. Hi, Lorena. Good to see you. Thank you all for very much. Stacy. Oh, so Stacy's out there driving to St. Louis. There you go. Yay. And then there's yay, Stacy's. Yay. Hello, Angela. Good to see you. Yeah. So if you and Greg, good to see you. If you made a comment before Greg Aragoni in the chat, I didn't see it because I had a big flat 0 on my screen. So I do apologize for that. So if you want to throw it back out there again or whatever, I would be happy to reply to you. So there you go. So sorry about that. And Dina, thank you very much for posting the link as always on the Facebook chat to Aloft. Thank you for that. Greatly appreciate it. So yeah, the one thing every time we talk to Stacy, whether it's on Kick It Back with Lisa Mack or just in general, it is always this just mountain of jobs that she has. Now, to be fair, Stacy has they have a multiple different types. They broker people, they have rental items, they do all kinds of things. So it's a much bigger operation than, say, somebody who just does balloons. But the reality is, anybody that wants to be busier, everybody that wants more work, you should talk to Stacy. So there you go. Dina, yes, I think. Oh, okay. So I guess it's been raining where you are. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. It's been gorgeous here this weekend, like 70 every day and sunny. Yay! It was supposed to be raining. I was very happy about that. Good to see you. There you go. Julie, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. And Joette, well, good evening to you as well. Welcome. Okay. So yes, Stacy's class is going to be on, again, June 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific time, whatever the hell time it is, where you are. There you go. Looking forward to that, Stacy. Thank you very much. I also want to take just a moment to remind you that we've got a lot of float stuff to talk about tonight. And with that being said, I do want to remind you that there are a lot of benefits coming your way at Float 2026 if you are a member of Aloft. Now, I do want to jump in with one thing very quickly. There is not an Aloft discount for Float. I've had a lot of people email me and say, hey, I can't find the coupon code to get money off for Float by being an Aloft member. That's because this year there is not one. But as you will see here, there's a lot of incredible benefits that you get that other people don't necessarily get. So that's where your membership pays off in a huge way. Let's go over those very quickly. First of all, as we've stated before, you will get early VIP access into the vendor showcase on Sunday. So if you are an Aloft member, the vendor showcase opens for everybody else at 11 a.m., but you get to go in at 9 a.m. There you go. You will get 24-hour advanced access to general class registration. This year, we are going to be doing our class registration online as opposed to the ticket system. This means that on the date that everybody gets to access the ticket, they get to pick their classes, you get a 24-hour head start. Okay? So there's that. There will be an exclusive express lane at check-in at the Float registration desk just for Aloft members. So when you get there, if there happens to be a line of people standing there, guess what? You get to go to the VIP line at the thing because you're an Aloft member. You will get your own reserved seating at the Designer Awards Gala. You will get to hand select your seat of what's available in advance. You get to reserve your seat for the gala as opposed to general open seating as what most people have to deal with. You will also receive a 10% discount off any and all float merchandise that you purchase during the convention. And there's more coming. There's more benefits coming. There's a few more things we got to dot the I's on and everything, but it's coming. It's coming. So there's that. So hang tight with me. Linda, good to see you. Thank you for being here. So there we go. Excited about that. So lots of good reasons why you want to be an Aloft member before you register for Float. I also want to take this opportunity, because we are on the topic of Aloft, I want to remind all of our Aloft members, as well as our former Balloon Training Institute members, that the deadline to download the former BTI library is this coming Saturday, May 31st. And again, I cannot state this enough. Videos must be downloaded by May 31st. Okay. This doesn't mean you put them in your cart and you purchase them and you get an email from selfie.com saying, hey, here's the link. That's not how this works. Okay. You need to absolutely download them by Saturday, because on Sunday, June 1st, those video links will no longer be active. Okay. We've been doing this for almost a month. And I know it's coming. I know the tidal wave is coming. You got to give us more time. You got to give. Nope. June 1st. So make sure you get your downloads done by May 31st. Stacy Chase, if we have employees paid and coming to Float, does that work? If the company is an Aloft member, can they also be included in the benefits? No. It is not company-wide. It is individual. We can, well, wait a minute, hold on. That I think, I gotta, let me stew on that one. I think we've had this conversation before, and I can't remember what I said now. Okay, so like to some degree, well, no, it's got to be the member. Or I should say that it might be minimized. Like, for example, we have some surprises coming too, right? Like some things like that. So we're planning on the number of members. So we can't turn around and suddenly there's 8 more people coming that we weren't expecting or whatever. So it might be that there are certain benefits that we can do this with. Then there's others we can't. For example, I don't think it's fair for 8 people to reserve a table because one person's an Aloft member. And then the other problem is I could see where this would get abused. I could see where this can get abused. I could see where because this is why we don't offer multi-person discounts for registrations. Because what we caught people doing is we caught somebody saying, I'm registering for Float, and this person's my employee. Well, why does that employee live in another state? So basically, people were lying about that kind of stuff to get discounted rates and everything else. So now I will say this, though. We are debating for the showcase, because you put in the comments here, it's more about the showcase, right? We are debating the possibility of allowing people to sponsor tables. So, in other words, Fun Time Services could sponsor a table, and then that's your table, and nobody else can sit there. And so you could literally have now, to be fair, what can't happen, and this is where we have to be concerned, right? We can't allow somebody to sponsor a table and then put 3 people at it. That we can't do. Because that's just not, then all of a sudden the table counts off and people don't have anywhere to sit. So, but you would get to hand pick the 10 people that would be at your table. So that is something that we're looking at. And I would even go so far as to say that if there were active Aloft members, then we would discount that from the table sponsorship. So in other words, like if you wanted to put let's say you're a member and then you wanted to put two other people in there that are already Aloft members, then whoever those people would be discounted. So, but then again, it also gets to be really complicated, and I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're debating. We're trying to find ways because again, we've had so many people that have asked, why can't we have assigned seating again? Well, we can't really do assigned seating because it is proven to be a show. And we've had problems and we do some assigned seating or we do some reserve seating. People that compete, obviously. In fact, this year we're putting all the competitors in the front of the room, period. So that way we don't spend 20 minutes waiting for somebody to walk all the way from the back. But yeah, so all kinds of stuff like that. But there you go. Good questions though. Very, very good questions. All right. Speaking of float, it is time to get going there. We are rapidly approaching the Saturday deadline. See, Saturday is not only the deadline for the BTI classes, Saturday is also the deadline for the discount rates for people that want to attend float and save money. In fact, you have 7 days left, including today. So it basically means you've got about 6 days and 5.5 hours left to get your discounted rate. Let's talk about those discounted rates. Again, if you are looking for a weekend pass, really not that big of a hit if you wait till June. It's $225 versus $250. It's pretty simple. So it's not too bad. It doesn't really get bad until we get to the last minute kind of stuff. Same thing with the float jam passes. Jam passes are $350 right now. They do go up to $375 on June 1st. So again, not the worst hit in the world. The real financial hit comes with the academic passes, the class passes. Until Friday or till Saturday, they are $595. If you wait till Sunday to register for float, you're going to pay another $100. It goes to $695. So there you go. And this is sorry, but that's the way it is. So we've reached our first level of plateau coming Saturday. So I have a feeling we're going to start seeing a little tidal wave of registrations coming in as we get closer and closer to May 31st. So, but there you go. But we're perfectly fine with it. You want to save some money? Then save some money and get your butt in there and do it. Now, would you like a way to come to float for free? What's that, you say? Attend float for free. It's true. If you are tapped to be one of our designers, and if a sponsor will sponsor you in the Float Fashion Show, you get to attend float for free. You just got to make a dress. There you go. As of right now, there are 4 applications that have been submitted for our fashion show. That ain't gonna be much of a fashion show with 4 people. But I know we're going to have a lot more coming. It's still way too early for a lot of these folks, but we're going to have to start cutting the deadline off pretty soon because sponsorship packets officially go out on June 9th. So I probably will turn around and cut that off around June 6th or 7th to see if we can get that all cleaned up. But yeah, so if you are interested and if you are tapped to be a sponsor, now I want to be very clear. Anyone can be in the fashion show. You do not have to be a sponsor, or you do not have to be sponsored to be in the fashion show. Anybody can be in the fashion show. You can literally just say, I want to make a dress. Okay. As long as you honestly make a legitimate outfit and can show that you've made legitimate outfits before, we're more than happy to include you in the fashion show. But if you are sponsored to be in the fashion show, you will receive a complimentary registration to float. You will receive a complimentary loaner dress form to use. Okay, which means you don't have to worry about bringing your own, and you'll receive a complimentary model. So there you go. We will provide models for we'll basically provide a model for everybody. The biggest difference is that if you are not sponsored, then you'll have to obviously pay to come to float, and you will have to provide your own dress form because we cannot, if we end up with 50 people making dresses, we can't turn around and buy 50 dress forms and 8 of them are actually sponsored. So that's how it's going to work out. Mr. Staples, Dan Staples asked another question aside from Speedos. Um, let's see here. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Dan, did you delete your question? I guess you did, which means you don't want me to announce it publicly, so I won't. So there you go. Okay. Fair enough. All right. So let's move on from there. Okay. Well, before we get to our big fun announcements tonight, we do have some street level float content to talk about. So let's get to that first. Today in the Step Chat survey, I think there's a little bit of explanation that goes along with this. So in last week's survey, we had the question last week was about like what's your biggest obstacle in attending a convention. It was not my intention for it to be about float. It was about in general, right? Like it doesn't matter what convention you go to. What's your biggest roadblock to going? And as a quick recap, most people said flat out it was the cost of everything involved with going. It wasn't just the registration. It's registration, it's airfare, it's hotel, it's food, it's the whole bit. But somehow it turned into this is why I'm not going, or this is why I'm hesitant about going to float. So it went from a general convention question to a float specific question. And apparently a bunch of people have just now apparently discovered that float is taking place at a casino. And so suddenly now there's this big and everybody who's gone, Scott Shortreed went. Aphrodite's been. Andrea Seeger has been. T Money has been. Who am I forgetting? Sherry Hatcher, of course, who's not part of the staff, has been to this hotel, the Grand Sierra Resort. And everybody said the same thing. Yeah, if you're standing in the casino, you notice the smell. But once you leave the casino area, the air filtration system is quite impressive and you can't tell. And so I thought to myself, well, you know what? Maybe we should consider doing some kind of fun float preview day or days where we would book a couple of days at the hotel in August. We would do it laid out to where we'd have a couple classes in the morning and then the afternoon would be free so that you could enjoy the hotel. You could lay out by the pool, you could gamble, you could do whatever, you could go to the spa, they've got escape rooms, they've got all kinds of stuff in the building. So so there you go. Yeah. And then we would have some kind of evening group activity as well, like that Tuesday night. But of course, keep in mind, I'm still very heavily scarred from last year. And my pocketbook has been dramatically scarred from last year when we had to cancel the workshop in Lubbock. So naturally, my concern was, okay, is August a good idea? Is it not a good idea? Should we do it? Should we not? And I called the hotel and they said, yeah, we've got availability if you want to do it. And we can't offer you the same discounts you're getting for float, but we can offer you a discounted rate off the summer rates for sure, and all kinds of stuff. And I started getting really excited about it. I started thinking, okay, what can we do? What can we do? Oh my God, this will be fun. This will be fun. This will be fun. But then this wave of rationality came over me and said, you know what? Before I just jump into this, why don't we make it the Step Chat survey for today? And I'm so glad I did. 81% of the survey specifically said there's no way I can go in August regardless of the cost. Because my initial conversation was, look, if it's cheap enough to go, would you consider going? I'm absolutely shocked that nobody selected the $99 level. That kills me. I'm just absolutely shocked. The people that did say they would go said they were willing to pay up to $250, knowing that there'd be like a group meal and there'd probably be a tote bag and some other stuff, and the classes and the whole bit. But yeah, 81%. No way I can go in August. Now, to be fair, some people who voted on this survey don't come to float anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'm not weighing heavily on that one. But overall, and this was my concern. I know that half the country kids go back to school in August, right? So you've already written half the people off right there. But the West Coast, for the most part, they don't go back to school till September. So I thought, okay, well, Reno's kind of West Coast. So is that where we're going to draw people from? With this and that, we'll see what happens. Nope, didn't make a difference. Nobody wants to go. So, with that being said, I am very, very glad that I put this in the survey today. So I found out what you guys were thinking, and thank you very much for taking the time. And I really appreciate your feedback as well. Um, like I said, there's no such thing as bad feedback when it comes to things like this. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, I do want to take just a moment to share with you some information that I heard this morning on the radio. I was driving to a job, actually. We actually had a job today. And I say that because we normally don't. We price them out to where we don't do jobs on the holiday weekend. So when they spend enough money on a holiday weekend, we'll do the job. Um, and I was listening to some economic report or something, and one of the things that they had talked about was that how the prices for domestic flights here in the US are dropping. And naturally, I thought that seems odd. What's going on there, right? And the point that was made was because right now international tourism is down in the US, they got to make it up somewhere else. So, as we all know, and again, I'm not trying to go political here, but right now there's a lot of countries in the world that aren't super happy with our government, and therefore they're leading international protests or they're boycotting the US or what have you. Well, right now, tourism money that should be coming here on airplanes isn't as a result of that particular boycott. That means the airlines are looking for ways to make up the revenue. And so domestic flights here in the US are going down. So that's something to think about if you're looking for. If I was you, I would look into what your flights for Reno are going to be. If anything, you should be looking into it now anyway, because you need to know what kind of money you need to come up with, right? I mean, that's the reality. The people that get themselves in trouble with this are the people who wait till the last minute and then find out it's a 4-figure flight. And then they're like, oh, I can't go now. Well, if you had bought the ticket a month ago, it probably wouldn't have been nearly that much. So that's something to think about. So yeah, I'm not lecturing or nothing. I'm just saying that in all honesty, that's the number one reason. That's one of the reasons too why the payment plan program is in many ways problematic, because everybody thinks it's great to make payments to the convention. But the problem is until they finish their payments, they don't really, hey, sorry, until they finish their payments, they don't really think about the other costs that go along with the convention, right? So they don't want to buy their ticket until they know they're paid off. Well, if they're not paid off till the end of December and the convention's in less than a month, your airfare is going to be a lot higher. So now I will say that every once in a while for around Christmas, they do offer sales and things like that. So you might get lucky, who knows? But that's the general rule. So again, right now, economists are saying that domestic flights are down. So it's worth looking into getting your tickets sooner than later. I do want to remind everybody that Float is once again on YouTube at youtube.com/@thefloativerse. Full episodes of Step Chat and the Step Chat summary that we are now doing will be uploaded there. I do apologize. The timing got away from me last week, and I mean, literally, I was at breakfast on Wednesday, and I went, oh, I forgot to do like everything. So I rushed and uploaded the full episode, and then I edited the summary down and uploaded that as well. But yes, the schedule is that obviously we do the show tonight. The full episode will be uploaded tomorrow to our YouTube channel. And then on Tuesday, you'll have the Step Chat summary available for you for those of you that just can't stand the sound of my voice for this long. So there you go. Dan Staples, I did. I asked if you could be in the fashion show and compete in the Designer of the Award Scout or Designer of the Year, but I realized that might be a bit much. My bad. I figured you just didn't want to be seen on stage in a Speedo. And remember, Ron Fowler did it at Twist and Shout. So there you go. Dina, thank you once again for posting the link to our YouTube channel in the Facebook chat. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Fit for Float. For those of you that are looking to drop a few pounds before we get to the convention, Lisa McIntyre, our own Kicking Back with Lisa Mac host, runs a group on Facebook dedicated to those individuals that are trying to lose some weight. It's no programs or not. It's literally just a group of people that are kind of sharing their results and their feedback together. I never did update my post the other day. I shared the other day that I was afraid I was plateauing. I am happy to share that I am now down 16 pounds from when I first started. I was a little bit concerned because I made the mistake this past week of jumping on the scale a couple times, thinking that, okay, I'm doing it. And I was like the whole time I was less than a pound down. And so naturally I thought, okay, it is not uncommon for people in a weight loss system to plateau, right? Where you stop for a while. Now that doesn't mean you quit, but it means that you have to work harder to get to the next level. I was afraid that's where I was. I was very happy to see that I was not. I still dropped another 2 pounds. So I was very happy. Yes, ladies, I am aware that it is easier for men to lose weight. I do apologize for my masculinity. But yeah, so there we go. So if you'd like to join us, by all means. I believe once again, it's facebook.com/groups/fit4float. And again, it's spelled out FOR, not the number 4. So there we go. All right, kids. We have made it to the big announcement time. So excited. This is where Float Week gets down and dirty. Okay, Dan Staples. Oh, when I get that Designer of the Year trophy, that Speedo will be strutting across the stage. I'm looking forward to our picture. Did I mention I don't hand those out anymore? Oh, darn it. Here you go. There you go. Hello, Jenny Porter. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And you're just in time. Jenny Porter made it just in time, or you just now made the comment. Amanda Bruce, I would love to lose 25 pounds in a year. You know what? I do know people that have done it. You should talk to Lisa McIntyre. Because Lisa can, I guarantee you, Lisa McIntyre can show you how to do it. I promise. Because that's how I lost my 50 pounds before. I'm doing the same. That's how I'm losing my weight now. You can do it. Okay. I am very excited about this. This has been an exhausting process. And I can't lie to you, it's not quite done. We do have a couple snags that you'll hear about throughout the week. But for the most part, all of our instructors have been finalized as far as who is teaching at Float. Very, very happy, very excited. We've got some returning faces. We've got some fabulous new talent coming your way. I'm really happy about it. And I, for one, have a tremendous amount of respect, especially to the individuals who applied to teach at Float. This is not to say that I don't respect those individuals that were hand chosen by the sponsors. That is not to say that at all. But what I am saying is that it takes a lot of guts. It does. It takes a lot of guts to apply to teach, because remember, a very large percentage of individuals didn't get tapped. So there's that whole element of rejection. But there's also an old saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And so I salute you. I salute everybody who applied to teach at Float 2026. During the course of this week, here on the Float Network and on our Instagram account, we will be sharing with you the 19 remaining general class instructors and the 8 master class instructors. We'll go a little bit more over that schedule later on. But before we get to that, I do think that it is very important for us to recognize those individuals that have already been announced who are teaching at Float. So let's take a minute to give a big shout out to Jessica Cruz Torres from Southern California, who's bringing the SoCal style to Float. She is being presented by our friends at Joker Party Supply. Very excited to have Jessica joining us. This will be her first time teaching at Float. Last year, she was one of our designers. She designed the entrance decor that you saw at the beach party. So there we go. Very excited to have Jessica joining us. My love, my goddess, Dawn Gertman, Balloons by Florally Yours out of Gainesville, Florida. So excited to have Dawn. I knew when Dawn got tapped to teach last year, and she's like, save a spot for me on the staff. I'm like, nope, because it ain't gonna happen, because you're gonna get tapped by you're gonna be too busy teaching now. And there you go. Our friends at Decomex out of Canada have decided to bring Dawn on board. We're very excited about Dawn as well. Dawn will also be teaching one of our foundation classes at Float. So we're very excited about that. The one and only Sarah Meyer, the queen of the podcast for the balloon world, the Bright Balloon podcast, as well as her day-to-day job with Wisconsin Balloon Decor. Sarah is going to be joining us on behalf of our friends at Having a Party. Very, very, very excited to have Sarah. Sarah is incredibly wise and incredibly practical, which is one of the reasons why I really enjoy her classes. She's a realist. Very much enjoy that. So very, very much good. Looking forward to that. The 2024 Float Designer of the Year, Alyssa Murray Lane, will be joining us at Float this year as an instructor, courtesy of our friends at Fanfare. And by the way, I should have mentioned also, both Alyssa and Sarah will also be conducting part of our foundation class program. So we're very excited to have both of them helping out the new generation of balloon people. Very, very good. You know her, you love her. We all love her. It's Jenny Porter, once again returning to teach again at Float, courtesy of our friends at Tuftex. Jenny's classes last year at 2024, well, last year, were some of our most popular. So, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was also her backdrops class was the single most voted for class in the recording process. So there we go. So, Jenny, thank you very much for joining us. We can't wait to have you once again as an instructor at Float. A brand new talent headed to Float this year, Noelle Romero. I had the pleasure of chatting with her for the first time ever on Pia's show a few months back. Wonderful lady. Very excited to have her. She knows her stuff. Looking forward to it. She's being presented. Not only is she a first-time instructor, but she's being presented by a first-time academic sponsor at Float, our friends at High Float. They've always sponsored the convention, but they've never sponsored classes before. So thank you very much to our friends at High Float for sponsoring Noelle. A tag team coming up for you. We've got Ariel Rush and Ray Walsh out of the Texas area. Our good friends at All American Balloons are sponsoring Ariel and Ray to teach for us. They are going to be they're going to be both. Oh, I did it again. Both Noelle and Ariel and Ray are not only teaching a general class, but they're also teaching one of our foundation level classes at Float. So we're excited to have them with us as well. And finally, bringing up the rear, because it's all alphabetical order, the one and only Jill Short-Reed, the new academic or educational director at Anagram Balloons US. So Jill's going to be teaching for us again. Very excited. And yes, Jill is also going to be teaching a regular class and a foundation class. Very excited to have Jill with us as always. Jill is when I need business advice, there's a very short list of people that I instinctively go to, and Jill is one of those people. Very excited. Very, very happy to have Jill on board with us this year as not only with her company, but as an instructor at Float. Very excited. Okay. Those are the names you know. Those are the names you know. Now let's get to the names you don't know. And let me rephrase that. Those are the teachers you know about already. I'm sure you know all these people, but that doesn't mean You know what I'm saying. Never mind. All right. First of all, let's start things out with, you know, I guess I could tease a little bit. The three instructors that I'm announcing tonight have a couple things in common. First of all, they're all of the ladies. But more significantly, sorry, that was my ladies' man reference. Ooh, it's a lady. Um, but they are all first time instructors at Float. So I'm very excited about that. Very, very excited. So our first instructor will probably want to have a conversation with Dan Staples because this individual will probably need to make something for him to wear at the gala, it sounds like. I'm just kidding. Our first instructor is a incredible dressmaker. And our friends at Calisan have decided that they thought that she was, without question, the individual they wanted to handpick to bring to Float. And who is that person, you might ask? Who is that lucky individual that's going to be representing Calisan at Float 2026? It's Andrea Camacho of Andy Magic Balloons out of Waynesboro, Virginia. So thank you. We're very excited to have you, Andrea. Thank you very much. Presented by Calisan Balloons, Andrea Camacho, excuse me. Let me try that again. Andrea Camacho, known as Andy Magic, is a balloon artist who specializes in balloon fashion design while also exploring other areas of balloon art. Her mission is to inspire others and bring balloon fashion to new levels of visibility within and beyond the balloon community. Andrea believes in the power of growth through education and is thrilled to be teaching at Float 2026. Andrea will be teaching 2 classes at Float. Both classes will be general classes, so she will not be part of the foundation level classes. The first class is called Structured Dress, the Elegant V-Cut Design. In this class, Andrea will teach how to build the structural base of a balloon dress, focusing on the bust area to create a firm and elegant V-cut. She will go over how to mount the structure on a mannequin, which weaving technique to use, and how to reinforce the area to achieve a comfortable, durable, and visually refined design. And the other class she'll be teaching is foil techniques for texture, cuts, and visual details in balloon fashion. Andrea will share techniques for applying metallic foil creatively within balloon design. She'll explore how to work with cuts, textures, and decorative shapes like wings or appliques that add movement and visual value. You'll learn how to use foil as part of the overall design beyond decoration, and these techniques can also be applied to both dresses as well as other decor elements. And again, Andrea is being presented by our friends at Calisan Balloons. So there we go. Very excited to have Andrea on board with us at Float. Dan, congrats, Andrea. I'll send you my measurements. Oof. Ooh. Guess we'll have to get a different kind of dress form for that one. Just kidding, Dan. Okay. So there's my first announcement. First one. Second announcement kind of screwed me up a little bit. So, and I mean, and nothing against the teacher, nothing at all, nothing. I had so during the course of all the teacher selection and everything else, I start we start making assessments, and once we start seeing the directions that sponsors are going, we then start thinking, okay, how many of these people would we like to have as bonus classes? How about what should these people we like to do we want to consider a master class? And this next instructor coming to Float, I had actually was like, oh, this is so good. I think she's going to be one of my masterclass instructors. Now, mind you, that's presuming that she's not being tapped to teach. And to be fair, again, first time teacher, right? The thought maybe was, and in the category, there was a lot of big name people that use this particular brand that had applied to teach. So I was just like, I, I'm nothing against you at all. I just think they're probably going to go this way. They're probably going to go this way. But if they do, I'm going to make you a masterclass instructor because what I'm reading here is fabulous. I love this. Well, apparently the sponsor did too, because they took her. Who am I talking about? Who am I talking about? Folks, I'm talking about Melissa Fox out of Balloon Theory STL. This woman has her stuff together when it comes to business and strategy and marketing and all kinds of stuff. And I am so excited that our friends at Vitalik are bringing her to Float so that she could be part of the general classes at the convention. Very, very excited about this. You may have met, Melissa's attended a couple of Fulcrum events, the last two, because of course they're always in St. Louis, right? But Melissa is one of those quiet types that does a lot of damage when nobody's looking. She big time stuff. Very excited to have Melissa teaching at Float 2026. Yeah, it screwed up my masterclass program schedule. That's okay. I forgive you. That's okay. It's all good. But I, for one, am very excited that our friends at Vitalik saw fit to have her come because, again, her classes are fantastic. So please allow me to introduce you to Melissa Fox of Balloon Theory STL out of St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, did I forget to? Oh, I'm so sorry. I did. I completely forgot to copy her bio. That's on me. I apologize, Melissa. I will have to go back, record it, and stick it in the other cut. But Melissa's classes, forgive me on that. In fact, you know what? When we get to the end here, I'll go back and I can pull up the email and we can do it that way. Melissa's classes, the CX Edge, building a thriving balloon business. Do you want to spend less on marketing and still grow faster? In this session, certified customer experience specialist Melissa Fox shares the powerful CX strategies. That is customer experience that helped her balloon business skyrocket in just 2 years. Learn how to build trust, deepen client relationships, and create memorable experiences that keep customers coming back and referring others. These proven, repeatable techniques will help you elevate your brand, boost loyalty, and grow your business without burning through your ad budget. And her other class is Transform Your Grab and Go Revenue. In this class, Melissa will reveal how she transformed her balloon business by increasing grab and go revenue by 900% in just 1 year. Join her as she shares her journey of converting lower budget clients into a lucrative, sustainable revenue stream. She will unveil her proven product offerings, pricing strategies, and effective sales techniques that you can implement immediately in your own business. Discover how to create irresistible grab and go options that maximize your profit while minimizing your time investment. Melissa is being presented at Float by our friends at Vitalik. Melissa, congratulations. We're very excited to be having you joining us in Reno at Float. There we go. Okay. I got one more. And I can't lie to you. I'm really excited about this one. All the like the Float Network people got to pick their one person, right? Like everybody got to pick one person that they wanted to absolutely announce. And of course, being the producer, I had to kind of like hang back because I want everybody to get their opportunity. But I was really glad because I got to pick mine. So I was very happy. Yes. So yay. So this individual is by no means new to Float. She's been the last several that I can think of. And to say that she leaves her mark on the convention would be an understatement. She is one of those individuals that is always smiling, always bubbly, and everybody instinctively, you meet her, you love her, you fall in love with her. She's fabulous. She's fantastic. Who the hell am I talking about? folks, get ready for our third first-time instructor at Float, the one and only Leslie Hicks from Majestic Inglewood Party Rentals out of Inglewood, California. Sponsored by our friends at Gemar USA. Leslie is going to be joining us as one of our instructors. And hopefully she's there. Ah, she is. There we go, everybody. I had to stop my screen sharing. We've got Leslie with you live tonight. Hello, Leslie.
Hello, how's everyone doing this evening? Thank you for having me.
So, okay. So I gotta ask. How much money do I get for approving you to be a teacher at Float? No, that's not it. Okay. So tell me, okay. So what motivated you to teach at Float? What motivated you to apply?
Actually, I was actually very intimidated to apply, but my last experience at Twist and Shout and getting, some of my colleagues trying to say, Les, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got to apply. You got to apply. And that gave me the little push to actually want to try. And look at me. Thank you guys. I'm here.
And again, remember, for everybody that understands, Leslie applied through the application process, the general application process. And I got nothing to do with the process. The board members do the picking, the board members do the reviewing. So even though you were like my one choice, I was like, yeah, I get you. I actually didn't get to pick you. So there you go.
Board member.
But I'm very glad that they did. So there you go. Would you like to tell everybody about your classes that you're going to be offering?
So yes, so I am bringing something that I think hasn't been brought here before. So this is, if you follow me, you know that this is something that I do every weekend. So we are bringing tent draping into Float. We are going to be introducing some balloons into it, but I'm going to teach you how to do the framing on the tent. I'm going to teach you how to apply the actual material. We're also going to be including balloons into a tent, which I've never actually taught it here. I've only done it for myself here in California. So I'm very excited to share all these new things that I've been holding on to myself that I'm actually going to be sharing at Float. And the next class that I'm also going to be teaching is the facial 3D murals with distortion. So we've got a little bit of the decor, more balloons. We're doing a little bit of different styles. So I think I'm going to try to kind of blend in so it's kind of one theme. But I'm hoping that you guys like all of this. But definitely excited to bring in the draping.
We're still trying to figure out where we're going to get the tent from, but that's fine.
Oh, I will bring that with me.
I guess that's true. Are you driving?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. I guess that's true now. So I know LA to Vegas is about 4 hours.
Oh, so we calculated it. It's a little over 5 hours, but we should be okay.
Oh wow, okay. Wow, it's much better than I thought, because I was under the impression it was a lot farther than that. But then again, it might be just the way that cities are in the state. Because I know people saying to drive from Vegas to Reno is like 6 hours, but then again, they might be a different angle that you are.
Exactly. So you can go either up or you can go down, and then so you go either way. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, then there you go. I didn't realize it was that close to Southern California, so that works. Yes, for those of you that you might remember Leslie last year in a scuba outfit at the beach party, which by the way was adorable. And by the way, I want to. You've got a shout out in the comments, by the way, like a really 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 powerful one.
oh,
Um,
thank you guys.
from Yuritsi Mora Perez. It was nice meeting you at Twist and Shout. You taught me so much.
Oh, thank you, Yuritsi. Thank you.
There you go. And yes, you've got other people. Oh, you've got Dan Staples calling you a legend and all kinds of other fun stuff. And there we go. Now, I guess the question is, I see misspelled. Did I mess up your meme?
I didn't get to see that. No,
I'll have to
I
take
don't.
a look. I'll have to double check to make sure I didn't mess it up. So there we go. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. There is a huge black spider crawling around the floor. And I'm like, wow, that's not a normal spider. There you go. So sorry. sidetracked. All right.
Now
Well, let's.
scared of. Now we know you just gave us a little opening. Now we know what you're scared of.
No, I'm not scared of it. No, I'm not scared of it. I just want to keep an eye on where it's going. No. The one thing I'm scared of really bad is snakes, but I'm getting better at that. So now that I have a guard dog, so yeah, it's fine. So it's good. So yeah. Well, Leslie, once again, thank you so very much. We're so excited to have you teaching at Float. Start reading your emails because I'm gonna start sending you a bunch of stuff regarding deadlines and all that fun stuff. And no, I'm kidding. It's fine.
I'm excited and I can't wait to bring all this new information to you guys. It's going to be very informative. So if you're on here, you can't miss my classes because if you want to make some moolah, you got to join the classes.
There you go. Thank you, Leslie. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, there we go. Leslie Hicks. That was our third instructor tonight. So let me go back to my screen sharing. I think the presentation may be just about done, but let me see here. Again, let's give a big round of applause tonight to our friends, to Andrea Camacho, to Melissa Fox, and to Leslie Hicks. By the way, just so you all know, all three ladies were invited to join me on the show tonight. Melissa is entertaining a whole bunch of people at her house and wasn't really like, and then I said, well, if you want, you can make a little video thing and I'll post that. And she was like, I don't know if I can. So that's fine. And then our friend Andrea, English, as I understand it, is not her first language. So she may have shied away for that reason alone. But either way, we're all good. So, but I did want everybody to let everybody know that all three ladies were invited to join me tonight on the show. So there's that. Miss Dina, I have a question that I know has been answered, but I can't remember the answer. So I'm sorry to ask again. Well, first of all, Dina, you're not the kind of person that drives me nuts, because when you ask a question, it's a legitimate, like you really don't know and you've tried to find it. Will the notes from the basic classes be in the notebook for full academic delegates? The answer is yes. Yes, all 50 classes will be included in the academic float book that all of the attendees get. The only difference is those that sign up just for the foundation program will only get the foundation notes. That's one of the reasons why the price difference is the way it is. Tonight is just the beginning. We got a whole week of float announcements for teachers for you. Starting tomorrow night, you get a double dose of teachers tomorrow night. Starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are, the one and only Teresa Harding is joining us once again for TMI here on the Float Facebook page. Teresa will be introducing 2 more instructors tomorrow night. Laurel, that's right. Fix it and post. There you go. TMI hosting tomorrow night. She'll be introducing 2 brand new instructors. I know who they are. You don't, but you will tomorrow. So there you go. So thanks to Teresa for hosting that. We're looking forward to that. And if that weren't enough, at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, our good friend Pia Guadalupe will return with La Familia Float. She will be introducing no uno, no dos, tres maestros. 3 instructors she will be announcing tomorrow night on the float as part of La Familia Float. 3 instructors. I'm not sure how many of them will be live, but knowing Pia, I'll find out 30 minutes before the show. No kidding. But no, it's fantastic. Very excited about this. 3 instructors tomorrow night. So that means 5 different instructors will be announced tomorrow between Teresa's show and between Pia's show. Now, remember, Pia's show is broadcast almost exclusively in Spanish. That doesn't mean you can't watch the show, because guess what? You can see pictures, right? You'll see who they are. So those announcements will be made tomorrow night. So 5 announcements coming your way tomorrow, May 26th. Then on Tuesday, our good friend Lisa McIntyre on Kicking Back with Lisa Mac. Lisa will be announcing 3 instructors. She'll be announcing 3 brand new instructors coming up on Kicking Back with Lisa Mac. Yes, Tres Maestros, Pia Guadalupe. Yes, that'll be Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Say it with me. whatever the hell time it is where you are, Lisa will be introducing 3 instructors herself. And then if that wasn't enough, on Wednesday night, Wednesday, May 28th, the Working Wonders return with Ronnie Johnson, Debbie Levy, Crystal Rutten, and yes, Lisa McIntyre. And they will have 8 instructors they're going to be announcing. Each one of the ladies will introduce 2 of our remaining general class instructors. So by Wednesday night, all of our general class instructors will be formally announced. But that's not the end of the fun. On Thursday, on In the Van on Instagram, we will be revealing, yours truly will be revealing, the 8 instructors headed to float for our master classes. Now, it is very important to point out that I have had to reschedule the show for Thursday night. I do apologize to those of you on the East Coast, but we now have jobs on Thursday at 3 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. in downtown Seattle. There was no way in hell I was going to be able to make it back for a 5 o'clock show. And I don't want to try to run the show while I'm actually driving or at a job. So I've had to postpone the show until 7 p.m. Thursday night, but I didn't want to cancel it. So I had to back it up a couple hours. Guys, I can't, it's so rare this happens. I swear to God, especially the 5:30 one. I just kept saying the price just kept going up. I'm like, if you really want us to do this, they're paying $1,000 for a 10-foot arch. Okay, we're doing it, right? I mean, you're not going to not do it. When you price it to the point where it's ridiculous and they say, okay, you're going to do it. So there you go. Easiest $1,000 we ever made. But it was screwing up my timeline. So they got to pay for the screwing up my timeline, right? Because that is what after-hour fees are for. So there you go. So I'll be joining you on Instagram. So that'll be on our Instagram at The Real Float 2026. Okay. So we will see you guys there on Thursday night. And with that being said, folks, that will do it for tonight's presentation of StepChat. Go on, stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so there we have it. So yeah, congratulations once again go out to Andrea, to Melissa, and to Leslie. We're so excited you guys are coming. Very happy about that. At this point, I am here for questions and comments and anything else you guys have for me. So by all means, care to join me. Murphy, come here. Dog won't leave me alone the whole time during the slideshow. Trying to put him on camera, and now he won't come. Oh well. Okay. So yeah. Like I said, we got lots of names to go over this week. Lots and lots of names. Very excited. There are 2 things I'm behind on right now. Oh, thank you, Tabitha. Yes, thank you so much for that reminder. Tabitha was kind enough to remind me that I was supposed to read Melissa's bio. Oh, now you come. There we go. Hold on one second. Thank you so much for that. Let me. Don't you do it. All right, bear with me for a second. Here we go. Tabitha, thank you very much for the reminder. Melissa Fox is the founder and owner of Balloon Theory St. Louis, established in 2021. Leveraging her expertise as a certified customer experience professional, or CCXP, she has rapidly transformed her business into a leading provider of balloon decor in the St. Louis area. By consistently prioritizing client satisfaction and innovative design, Melissa has cultivated a loyal customer base and positioned Balloon Theory St. Louis at the forefront of the local event decor industry. There we go. Thank you so much for that. And thank you again for the reminder. I really do appreciate that. So there we go. Guess who's here? There we go, Mr. Murphy. What's up, dude? You're welcome. So Everybody? Murphy, everybody. He's getting a bit fuzzy again. He's getting a haircut in July. We'll have to cut some of the hair back on his face first. Do not lick the earbud, dude, because that'll end up on the floor. Hi. So there we go. So yeah. There are two things I'm behind on, aside from reading the email. Sharesa's class from May. There it goes. Sharesa's class from May. I have not yet started editing that. I plan on working on that tomorrow. So it should be ready and uploaded for all of you, I would say Tuesday or Wednesday, into the Aloft program. Then on top of that, I am also a bit behind on the sponsor packets. The sponsor packets are due to go out on June 9th. But what I really want to do is I want to actually issue the packet early so that the sponsors have the ability to look it over. And then the link goes live on June 9th. So I'm still in the process of working on that stuff. But it's a lot. There's a lot of data that I'm trying to deal with and a lot of information I'm trying to convey. Are you okay, Wiggly? Go. So yeah, he's getting very antsy because normally we'd be home in front of the TV by now and we're not there. So, but yeah, there we go. Beyond that though, I guess everybody must be good. I'm not seeing any questions or anything. But I will kill another moment or two just to be sure. So, just trying to think. Yeah, the reason why I can't necessarily talk about all of the reason why I can't talk about, like I mentioned earlier, there might be like a new benefit for Aloft members at Float. The reason I can't talk about it is because it's directly tied into a potential sponsorship. If the service gets sponsored, then we have to adjust how the benefit would be presented, if that makes sense. So right now, I've got it worked out to where if we don't have a sponsor, I can still do it. But if we can get it sponsored, and say the way it would work is that it doesn't matter. Long story short, I'll know more once we get moving on the sponsorships, kind of a thing. So I actually have to admit, I was very very surprised the other night. I was at a networking event. I was doing it's called an admin show. And basically it's a much smaller, it's like a trade show, but there was only about a dozen vendors there. And the only people that were allowed to attend are administrative assistants, right, for these companies. And no, it's not free drinks, Stacy. And there's a woman there running like a photo booth, right? Like a photo booth person. And my niece, Aphrodite, was there because A to the L to the EXA is currently out of town. And so she comes up to me and she goes, "You need to go get your picture done." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "You need to go get a selfie. You need to go get a picture done in the photo booth." And I'm like, I don't like pictures of myself anymore. I really don't want to. No, I don't want to do it. Steven, Uncle Steve, you need to go. So I go over, and very lovely woman, very attractive woman with a big old ring on her finger. So I'm like, okay, so she's not trying to fix me up. What is going on? And then she looks right at me and goes, "So you're the guy that runs Float?" And I went, "What, did Aphrodite tell you?" She goes, No, she didn't. And I said, "What do you mean?" And she started here in the area as a balloon person. I had no idea who she was. During COVID, right? She was one of the new COVID people. So apparently she started doing garlands and then thought, I'll make more money. I'll sell more garlands if I own a photo booth. and then realized she was going to make way more money doing the photo booth. So she's dumped the balloon aspect of it. But she was like, it was her dream to go to float when she was doing balloons. And apparently, during the course of when Aphrodite went to get her picture done, Aphrodite mentioned, oh, I'm sorry. No, she had her jacket on. She had her float jacket on over her whatever at one point. And she was like, oh my God, float. And so it was very, very nice actually that somebody in the local area that I had no connection with, who's now a vendor that could send me tons of business, actually knew about float. So I thought that was kind of cool. So that's just for me. There you go. So sorry. Okay, well, I guess the comments are quiet, so I guess we're good to go. So big stuff tonight. Take it all in. Thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you next time here in the Floativerse. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for TMI and La Familia Float. See you next time. Bye.